Hello, everyone. Yes, Miss Wright, I knew that was you. Hello, Jason. How are you doing tonight? So, how are y'all's nights going? Or your day? How did your day go? Mine was pretty busy. I got about 90% of my next video done. What I had to do on 9/11 actually had me more work on that than the other parts of the video. So I got to finish up with the economic crash. Of the dot-com bubble bust. I got to do the economic crash for 2008 and where we are now and a closing. So I'm just about done. Kind of waiting on everybody to pop in. Usually the first 15 or 20 minutes is slow. Everybody kind of drags their way in, and after that it starts picking up quick. Yeah, I was putting all the pieces together for most of it, and I spent some time watching the whole thing myself, and I like it, so it's what I felt I was supposed to do. Hey, Troy, how you doing? Good to see you, bud. How was your day today? Awesome, Jason. You came over from Salted Cedar. Cool. That's fantastic. Yeah, me too. I got in a period there where just like I don't know, I just dragging it, with other things going on and work. Hey, Salted, how you doing? Good to see you. Hey, Don. So how was your day, Salted? How was your day, Don? But yeah, and since I prayed about it and I got my answers and I knew that this is what I was supposed to do, I started getting into videos and I've really gotten into it. I'm back where I should have been in the first place. I mean, 3 videos in a week and a half for me is like, wow. Usually I'd get one out every couple weeks. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, I had a pretty busy day today. I got a lot done in the house and went and had to pay a couple bills and do a little bit of shopping. And like I said, I got back here and I spent about 3 hours uh, doing the piece on 9/11 for my latest video. And I got all the false flags done now. All of them are done. I got to do the economic collapse of, um, actually, I want to do what I'm thinking on doing is doing a part two on the economic collapses, where I'm going to do a second video on the crash of 29, or the crash of 1907, the crash of 1929, the crash of 1939, the crash of 2001, the bubble bust, the crash of 2008, and where we stand right now. And that'll be part two of a two-part series. The reason why is because the video I'm doing right now, it's already at like 38 minutes, and I don't want to go much further than that. Yes, absolutely. All glory to the Lord God. That, and I prayed for some people, and I read my Bible for. I was reading in Zechariah. I was led to read there, so I was reading in Zechariah for a while. And it's like my battery isn't the greatest, and we've been running in like between 2 and 5 degrees above zero to -5 to -10 at night, and it just kills my battery. So every morning I get up, I got to go out and charge my battery up before I can start the truck. So I was out there, hooked that up, and let that run for 3 or 4 hours so I could start the truck. So what kind of convos did you have over on your live stream, Salted? I would have been there, but I was busy working on this latest video. I didn't have a chance to get over. I saw the notification come, but I just didn't have the time today. And everybody's quiet. I'm hoping Rain on the Plane shows up tonight. We missed her last night. I got a couple of people that are friends with me now on Facebook that gave me messages saying that they had missed it last night and they were planning on being here tonight. So I hope so. Oh, okay. Oh, I already have all of the information and everything that I need to do these things. It's just a matter of putting them together, editing things out, connecting this, connecting that, adding my pieces into it. Um, there you go. The Gospel of John. There you go. That's awesome. It was pointed out to me a while back, years ago, um, that when you read the different Gospels, pay attention to the personality of Christ, because you're going to notice that all four different Gospels express a different part of his personality. And it really does. It really, really, really does. Were they chocolate covered? Yeah, if you take the time with that in mind, because if you're not thinking about that, you might not see it. But when you're actually thinking that each one is showing a different side of Christ's personality, um, and you see it, you're like, wow. And you actually, I mean, it's actually quite glaring if you're actually looking for it. There you go. Absolutely. Absolutely. If you ask four different people about my personality and things that I said and how I said it, all four would give you a different response as to what they saw. All right, Jason, not a problem. I will tell you now, and everybody in the room can tell you, we're usually here all night long, usually till around 4, 4:30, sometimes even 5. We go all night here. Yeah, it's usually the first hour that we do this show. Um, we kind of talk about whatever, and it's kind of in the wind because we're kind of waiting for everybody to lag their way in, and all of a sudden, by the second hour or the end of the first hour, starting into the second hour, they all start flowing all in, and then the big conversations start, and we should really start getting into it. And the phone lines are definitely open for anyone that wants to call. There we go. Okay. I beamed off the set. Yeah, Bummer Photo hasn't been here in like over a week. Like to see him pop in. Maybe tomorrow night. We'll see. You know, I'm sure he's got a life. Got a wife and kid. They need his attention too, so I understand. Got 11 people watching and 3 people talking. 4. Got a bunch of quiet ones. Say hello. Jump into the live chat. For those of you that are watching that aren't in the live chat, what you're probably going to notice and why you should jump in the live chat is during this live stream, I heavily interact with the live chat. That's one of the reasons why the live chat is in the live stream for you to read. So that if somebody asks a question and I answer it, you're going to see in the live chat, which is in the live stream, what they asked, so you'll know who I'm responding to and what the question was. And we tend to have a lot of interaction between everyone in the live chat and me. It's a really awesome night here. Last night was amazing. I mean, it was an awesome live stream. Not because of me. I'm nothing special. It's because of the people that were here and the people that called in and spoke. And anybody that's in the live stream or in the live chat right now can definitely tell you that is a fact. Probably one of the better ones. And what I tend to do is every hour to an hour and a half, everybody stays in the live chat and I shut down the live stream, let it upload to my channel. And then once it's uploaded and done, I restart the live stream and everybody reconnects. And if you don't see the live stream, either refresh your browser or reopen a new tab and you're back online. Oh yeah. I got half a pot in the kitchen and I got a full cup with me right now, so I'm good to go with the coffee for the moment. Hopefully that's enough to get me through the first 2 hours. There you go. Good to see you, Jason. Is it any better for you now? Yeah, it's funny. The house, I got the heat turned down some, but in the computer room for the green screen, I got the overhead light on and three other very bright lights. So it's really warm in here. Much warmer than the rest of the house. That's why the cats usually run in here with me. They like it when I'm in here. So anybody get any word from the Lord today? Myself, I just got more confirmation that I'm doing what He wants me to do. That I wasn't supposed to be spending most of my time at a business making money for someone else. I was meant to be serving Him um, and serving you. Got more confirmation on that, and it just made me smile, made me feel good. And it's funny because of what I'm doing now, and I'm more involved with doing videos again. Um, I work 5 more hours a day working for the Lord than I did when I was working for that company before they laid me off. So my workload's actually gone up, but the difference is I love what I'm doing now. This is probably the best thing that I've ever done in my life. And these live streams are the highlight of my day. Absolutely. Hello.
Hey, how you doing, my man?
Who am I speaking to?
You are speaking to Jason McFall.
How you doing,
The guy
Jason?
with the really crappy internet connection.
Well, you got a really good phone connection. Everybody's hearing you nice and loud.
Awesome. Right now, I'm waiting for the chat to pop back up. It seems like every time I watch your live streams, which for Salted Cedars or Spirit performances, it doesn't matter. It always lags out. It shuts down. It bombs. It's like AT&T does not want me to watch y'all's channels. I can go to any other video on YouTube and not have a problem. But as soon as it's anything dealing with the ME or anything that goes against what the government wants you to see, they shut you down.
Yeah.
It's insane. It's crazy. It's stupid.
So how's your day been going today?
Oh, me and the boss went and did a trial job today that should be a 4-day job, and we've got it down to where we could finish the job tomorrow, and we just started it today.
Really?
Yeah, it's 27 foot of hexagonal tile backsplash.
Oh, okay. That's pretty awesome. So, what's your faith anyway?
My what?
What faith do you follow? What belief do you have?
What I learned as a kid growing up as a Baptist,
How about now?
where there's a lion instead of a wolf.
Oh yeah.
I got a new one for you. Raleigh pointed this out on Salted Cedars channel on his live stream. Apparently now Noah's Ark has got 7x7.
It's got what?
7x7 with the animals. It makes no sense to me whatsoever because when I'm doing my math right, 7x7 is an odd number.
No. That is definitely a change because when you read scripture, they took 2x2 for particular species, and then they also took animals that they used for food, and it explains that. But they weren't counted in as any number. They did two. It was done 2x2, and I watched a video by a certain pastor, but he was also an archaeologist and all that, and big time into the Hebrew and the Greek and understanding the ancient languages. And he was explaining what the ancient Hebrew, what it actually said, and how it was 2x2 for each animal, and how it mathematically worked out so that all the animals that are on the planet now are completely explainable, and how they could all have fit on that one ark.
So whenever the chat comes out, well, I can just give you my email address. Everybody can have my email address and email me. I really don't mind. I'm looking for material for my first vid.
All right.
And I'm not sure which way to go with it. But I'd love to watch this video.
Just type it into the chat, and not only will it be seen in the chat, but it'll also be, like I said, it's the live chat is actually in the live stream.
Yeah. Well, right now I don't have a chat.
Oh, okay.
My chat went bye-bye. Yeah, the chat went bye-bye.
Oh,
I don't know what happened. I refreshed this stupid thing 3 times. I rebooted everything, came back. I'm sure you've seen me say I've got to reboot everything and restart, and it didn't help. It's AT&T stomping on my parade.
Yeah, I have Verizon, and
your video playback has been interrupted. Please try again. Nice. They're shutting it down completely on my end. It's got nothing to do with you.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I have Verizon for my system, and I have unlimited data, and I shut off all cable, all internet, and everything goes through my phone. Even this live stream goes through it. So that's how it's been working for me, and I'm happy with that. But yeah, so
well, I got AT&T, and they're raining on my parade.
Yeah. So it's changed.
So for everybody out there, here's my email address. I mean, right now we've got 16 people watching.
Yeah.
So for the 16 people that are watching, my email address, this is all lowercase, is mcfall.jason77@gmail.com.
Okay, repeat that right one more time, and I'll type it in for you.
Yeah, sure. That's MC.
MC.
F-A.
MC
MC.
is. Huh?
No, M. M is in mom.
Okay.
C is in Calvin.
Okay.
A is in Alpha. L is in Lima.
Okay.
L is in Lima. J is in jog.
Yeah.
I almost said something else, but I'm not worthy. A is in asshole, because I am. S is in silent.
Okay.
O is in onion.
Okay.
N is in nincompoop.
Okay. At gmail.com?
77.
What's that?
77 is 77 at gmail.com.
Okay. All right. It is now in the live chat, so everybody's got it.
All right, awesome. And the other thing that got brought up over at Sultan's, this one you might not even know about yet, is Palestine is being wrote out of the Bible. Yes, Palestine is being wrote out of the Bible. I got a Bible in jail that had all the maps in it, and Palestine was on the map.
Yes.
And I'm looking at this map, and I'm going, this map ain't right. Okay. Now I'm going to ask, if Palestine's being wrote out of the Bible, where was Jesus during the time of temptation?
What's that now?
He was in Palestine whenever he went through the time of temptation. Now, if Palestine's being wrote out of the Bible, where was he?
Not sure. That's interesting. I'll have to take a look at that. I know he was in the wilderness. That much we do know. I didn't know about.
Yeah, he was out. Yeah, he was out in the deserts of Palestine. Is how I was taught. And now Palestine's gone. It's been erased off the map. Where was he?
Which part?
Now that one you got me on. My memory's good, but not that good. You got me on that one. You got me there.
Well, I know he spent a lot of time in Galilee and spent a lot of time on the Sea of Galilee.
Yeah. And they're wanting to change that too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. My friend's got a Bible that was printed 1848 or 7 or 9, somewhere in there. It's hard to read it. And we looked all through that Bible trying to find Galilee.
Yeah. Well, it should be in there. I've been spending a lot of time in the Old Testament studying eschatology prophecies, end times prophecies and what's been said in there. So I haven't been looking at the New Testament a lot the past couple weeks, so I'll have to take a peek.
Oh, I'm wanting to do a video. I haven't made a video yet. And my own personal Mandela effect is my notebook has now got 10 pages that are now completely blank.
Really?
And they're yeah, they're completely blank. They don't even have the blue lines on them.
Wow.
And they're from when my wife was in St. Louis University Hospital for evaluation for surgery on her liver.
Yeah.
Well, those 10 pages held all the writing of my full awakening.
Really?
3 pages in this little section were nothing but words that had been inserted into the Bible that should not be there. Wizards, warlocks, witches, centaurs, unicorns. And I got a really good one for you. I'm not entirely sure if I even got this one right, because I haven't had time to go look this up yet. A chickabug. It's part chicken, part lion, part lizard. And it's something out of Celtic lore, and this is in the Old Testament.
Part chicken, part lion, part what?
Lizard.
What are you talking about?
Wow. That I've never heard of before.
Yeah, and it's out of old Celtic lore.
Okay.
And there's only one known image of this mythical creature, and it's over the front door of an old Celtic church. Yes. And this is in the Old Testament. And I'm going, now wait a minute. This can't be happening. And I forget who pointed this one out to me. I can't remember if it was Jacob Israel or if it was it's still Joshua. I can't remember which one of the two had that in their video, and I'm going, now wait a minute. No.
Well, you know, like we've talked about, and we talked about last night, it seems like the more Mandela effect changes in the Bible we find, the more there are that we haven't found. You know, they just keep changing on a constant basis.
Yeah, and it almost doesn't matter which Bible you grab. I've got 3 physical Bibles here. My friend's got 4 more, and I can go look at 90 different digital copies. And I found out from a rabbi friend I have that the ancient Hebrew text is even changing.
That would be interesting.
And I'm actually going to sit down with him and talk to him about the changes that he's noticing in his book. And it's like, what?
Oh, let me tell you what. You just got to suck it up with these changes sometimes because, you know, if you let them, if you concentrate so much on the changes, they can overwhelm you. But if you see them for what they are and that are signs of the times and know where you should be looking, you know.
Oh, this is true. This is very true. I mean, to everybody in the chat that's here, I can't see who's here. I wish I could. And the best advice I can give is be strong.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a few people that come here on a regular basis, and when they see these changes, it almost overwhelms them, and we have to keep lifting them up and supporting them and explaining them to them that they need to keep their eyes up and keep looking at Christ and understanding. Don't worry so much about the changes. Just know that it's the sign of the time, and it tells us how close we are to the very end, you know.
Yeah. I mean, it actually talks about it. I mean, in the book of Eli, there's mention AI, which is actually the name of the city, and I don't remember that. Now, I started working on computers when I was like 8 years old, and AI was the big new future, and I think I would have remembered going to Bible school if somebody would have said one of the cities was AI. And I'm going, okay, this is just kind of weird. I don't think it's a Mandela effect, but it's weird.
No, as a matter of fact, that's not a Mandela effect, but it wasn't pronounced AI. We pronounce it as A, but in the Hebrew tongue, I forgot what it was, but it's something way different. But it's translated down to modern English as being AI, which, seems that we are the last generation and this is the tongue we speak, it would make sense to be translated to that, you know.
Yeah, I'm sitting there scratching my head going, I don't even remember that. And, you know, Baptist Bible schools, it's pretty it's kind of cool. They get into everything. Everything.
Yeah, like I've told people, and you know, I have a video on my channel. It says My Story on my main channel, Paul Adams. And if you watch that, you can see all my story about where I came from and how I came to the Lord and everything else. But there was a time when I was in state prison for a few years, and when I was in the initial parts, which was basically indoctrination. You're there for like anywhere between 6 to 16 months, where they go through a bunch of stuff to determine where they're going to put you for the rest of your time. I was there for almost 11 months, and you're locked up 22 hours a day in a 6 foot by 8 foot by 10 foot cell. And all I did 22 hours a day was uh, King James Bible, a Strong's exhaustive concordance, and a few other assisting books on Hebrew and Greek, original Hebrew and Greek. And I studied the Bible verse for verse, even word for word, and I went through the Bible 4 different times. And I got to know that book pretty good, you know.
It sounds to me like you got me beat hands down on my knowledge. You got me beat.
So that's one of the reasons.
You got me beat.
That's one of the reasons why, and this happened in the 80s. So this is one of the reasons why when I pick up the Bible and I read it, I can spot changes immediately. And I'm to the point now, like I tell everybody, I see the change, my mind sees it, in my head, I go, you know, SMH, shaking my head. But in the meantime, I'm replacing the words that are supposed to be there so I can actually read it the way it's supposed to be read. I've just kind of trained myself to do that so that I can actually read for what it actually says, you know? And there's a lot of things about the way the King James Bible was written when they originally wrote it because they didn't understand the language, like in the book of Zechariah. There were 3 or 4 different meanings for one word, and they picked one that more fit their time that they lived in, and that's how it was written. So when they spoke about an ephah and it says a woman in a basket, that's not what it was talking about. When you go back to the original Hebrew and you actually see that what it was talking about was the ephah was not a scroll like you see like in the movies where you got 2 sides of a scroll and you can roll it out. An ephah was a roll. It was a single roll that you would roll the paper out. So what he saw was a roll, and then he gave the dimensions of it. I mean, you got to watch the video that I did on Zechariah to actually get into all that. But there's a lot of things about the King James that they changed the wording a little bit to fit more of the times that they were in. But when you get back to the original Greek and Hebrew, you can see how the original meanings actually fit our time so much better. But they didn't understand that back then because, you know, you're talking 500 years ago, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's, of all the books I've studied, that's the one that, I've studied the most and invested most of my time in.
I don't know, when I was locked up, I read the book of John, I read Mark, I read Luke, I read all the Psalms and Proverbs. There's 31 Proverbs, and this is for everybody. If you read the book of Proverbs for the day of the month, okay, if it's the 1st of October, you read the first book of Proverbs. There's something in that book you can make fit to what's going to happen in your day.
Yeah. That's the same thing with like the Hebrew calendar. People don't realize that they use 3 different calendars throughout the year. And they had the religious calendar, they had the standard calendar, and then they had the seasonal calendar. And each had a different start time for the beginning of the year. But what is most recognized is the religious calendar and the main calendar, the seasonal calendar, where the beginning of the year starts in April in that calendar, and the religious calendar, the beginning starts in the Feast of Trumpets. But that's the one that's recognized the most.
Yeah.
Well, I normally, to let you know how this usually works, and right now I know you're not online as far as the live stream goes. But normally what I do.
Actually, I got that back up finally. I was gonna say I'm gonna have to get off of here because I know you got other people that want to call in.
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna be my own. I'm gonna be my own little double header. Hey Jason, you got to get off of here.
But while I have you on the phone, I can explain to everyone that's new here. And you, while you're on the phone, you can hear what I normally do in this live stream. Is when I come up on an hour, about an hour and 15 minutes, right in that area. Everybody stays in the live chat, and I shut the live stream down, and I let it load up to my channel. And once it's loaded up, I restart the live stream. That way, anybody that's coming to the channel to see the live stream, they can look at 1 hour sections rather than looking at one live stream that's 7.5 hours long, you know?
Okay, that's cool.
So what ends up happening is when I restart the live stream, I'll put into the live chat that I'm live now. And if you don't see the live stream, you either restart the live, either refresh your browser or reopen a new tab. And it'll refresh back up for you, and the live stream will come back up. All right?
All right. That sounds like a winner, man.
All right, man. Hey, thank you so much for calling in. I really appreciate it. Much love to you, brother, and we'll be talking at you here soon.
Hey, I'll see you in the chat room the next time you're live, man.
All right. Good night, man.
All right. Good night.
All right, that was Jason, everybody. Good talk, good start. Gave some of his testimony, gave some Mandela effects that we've been seeing. Been fantastic. Now I'm gonna do my normal, and I'm gonna shut the live stream down and let it upload to the channel. So everybody stay in the live chat. And once it's been uploaded, we'll restart the live stream, and I'll put in a message into the live chat that I'm started. And remember, if you don't see it, refresh your browser or reopen a tab. Peace, everyone.